guys, Glader here. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about some events that are happening in the Legacy server community. While not directly related to Phantasy Star Online, there are a lot of parallels that can be drawn. Now, what we're looking at here is an announcement from a server called Nostalrius. I don't know how to pronounce it. uh, but they are shutting down. Blizzard had sent a cease and desist order to their hosting company OVH, which was a hosting company I was considering using other than Amazon, if that's possible and that doesn't get a cease and desist order from Sega. Anyway, I plan to use OVH in some way in the future for projects like this. And they're shutting down. They're not going to contest it. They're not going to fight it. And that's really disappointing because the server was actually very high quality. A lot of the private servers in the WoW community are done very poorly. They're full of bugs, and they're monetized in a way that ruins the game. They sell gear and stuff like that. Sort of like, Ultima Online. Or, sorry, Ultima, not Ultima Online. Totally different. But speaking about Ultima Online, things like EverQuest, World of Warcraft, and RuneScape actually, one of those don't belong because one of those isn't very supportive of the idea of legacy servers. And that happens to be World of Warcraft or Blizzard. They don't want to support legacy servers for some reason. I'm not sure why. RuneScape, EverQuest, Ultima in some way. I'm not too familiar with that aspect though. They support the idea of legacy servers. But Blizzard refuses to. And if you're familiar with the RuneScape community, we were able to get old school legacy servers by starting a petition, which I know sounds ridiculous, but this one actually worked. A petition was started by someone named SoRect. You could call him the quote-unquote soda poppin' of the RuneScape community. And he started a petition that got 44,000 signatures, and then, Jagex released legacy servers. It's that simple. Well, there's a similar petition here targeted at Michael Morhami. I don't know how to say it. He's guy 1.8 billion net worth. Probably doesn't care about this. Probably doesn't care about anything. Anyway, this is targeted at him, and it's got 51,000 supporters so far. Legacy servers, I think, are an important thing. A lot of it comes down to we need official support for this stuff because the law has not caught up with the idea of abandoned software. In 10, 15 years from now, all the games that you like, all the games that you love will be completely abandoned, and the platforms that they're tied to will be abandoned as well. And as consumers, you currently don't have any rights to use that software. In the case of World of Warcraft, you currently don't have the rights to use older versions of the game. It's ridiculous. It's anti-consumer, really. I mean, this product no longer exists, and Blizzard will actively refuse to sell it. And when someone provides it, they get shut down. Very anti-consumer. Whether or not it's currently legal, I don't think that's important. It's anti-consumer, and the law should change. So I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that private servers, legacy servers, they're important to communities that have been disappointed by the services currently being sold. For communities that want to play games or software that's been abandoned by their rights holders, in this case Blizzard. So while I do love Phantasy Star Online, I love a lot of older games as well, one of those being World of Warcraft. And I think that as a community that loves Phantasy Star Online, we should be able to understand the idea that other games deserve legacy servers as well. So I would recommend you guys come sign this petition because there's precedence in the case of RuneScape getting legacy servers after they started this petition. It's very unlikely though. Blizzard's a very different company. And by very different, I mean a bit soulless, a bit more rich. They don't really have to care. A bit more diverse in their games portfolio. But yeah, this is something that's very disappointing. We'll probably never get this server back. That's a different server. We'll probably not get this server back, to be honest. I didn't really play it. I had like a level 13 druid. I've been very busy. But this is something that's very important. This this needs to either get official support, or these sorts of projects needs to be left alone by the rights holders. We're at the point where this is reaching a critical mass. When you have 50,000 people upset by something like this, when you have, I don't have the infographic. When you have 15,000 people online at all times on some private server that doesn't get advertising, that doesn't have the sort of development support that official Blizzard games have, that doesn't have the safety, that people don't feel as safe playing private servers. A lot of people don't play them because they think they're breaking the law when they do. To have these sorts of numbers is insane. Especially when you consider that the North American subscriber count for World of Warcraft is probably considerably less than the total subscriptions they've last touted, which they're no longer disclosing because, spoiler alert, they're in absolute free fall. They probably have about 1 million subscribers in North America, which is absolutely nothing compared to the millions and millions and millions, probably up to 8 million in Wrath of the Lich King were North American. Well, maybe half. I mean, EU was there in Wrath of the Lich King, so probably about half. So they've lost almost all of their subscribers in North America. They were still dropping as they added new regions. So this number is pretty significant when you think about 130,000 active accounts on some server that was just maintained for free, nonprofit, by a group of people contributing their free time toward the project. They said they contributed considerable amounts, so not just free time, but still, these people aren't paid $100,000 like engineers at Blizzard are. So it's really amazing to see what they've been able to accomplish, and it's really disappointing that it's all coming to an end. So go ahead and sign this petition. It'll probably not do anything. It has done things before, especially for RuneScape, like I said. But hopefully it will do something. There's a lot of people in the community who are behind this. Soda Poppin supports this. Major World of Warcraft personality. His friends or his colleagues support it. There's the YouTube community of World of Warcraft personalities support it. I mean, hopefully we can finally see some support from Blizzard, or at least an acknowledgement that they won't attack these sorts of projects. They won't destroy their most hardcore fans, free time. They won't destroy their games. And that's what they're doing when they take down these sorts of projects. It's very disappointing. But yeah, this is just a video about that. Don't have anything new about Phantasy Star Online. There's a couple of commits up on Boomin Nation on the GitHub if you want to check that out. But really, I just want to talk about this because legacy servers are very important. Thankfully, the Phantasy Star Online community has been left alone by Sega, and that's partly probably because Sega JP sort of has the reins. They don't really speak English, as far as I know, so we're pretty safe. And if they were going to do something about, PSO by now, they would have done something. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. I'll try to put out some more content about PSO when I actually have something. But really, go sign this petition. Even if you don't play World of Warcraft, this is important in general for legacy servers and for the idea of abandoned softwares and consumer rights. So please, sign the petition.